ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
These days we see a lot of our sampradayam information being revealed in digital media. This information is read by many and other sampradayam people as well. At times we see that the information is misquoted, twisted and forwarded further. Also some of our granthams are even translated by them, then printed and distributed among their followers. How can we stop this? This is the question here. With the change in environment, with advancement of technology and with the connectivity we are getting these days between different Sri Vaishnavas in online environment, such things are bound to happen because one thing is we cannot keep hiding our sampradayam principles. In the olden days, there was direct opportunity for individuals to go and learn from acharyas, where they would dedicate a number of years in their life in studying under an acharya, serving the acharya and becoming thorough in the sampradayam principles. But over time what has happened is the number of acharyas and scholars have diminished, and also what has happened is people have moved away from sampradayam and they have ventured into materialistic aspirations and have made good progress in earning money and leading comfortable life and so on. Now, after becoming well settled, many people are becoming more interested in sampradayam principles. It is natural. When basic needs are satisfied, then one will move into intellectual needs, social needs and so on. So that process is happening now. There were times in the last 100 years there was a lot of poverty in our sampradayam, in the people of our sampradayam, and because of that many people became scared and took the decision to study materialistic subjects and progress in that and make money, because many people thought that that is the only way to survive in this world, in this competitive world. There were some who remained totally surrendered to Bhagavan and pursued kainkaryams and scholarship, and scholarship in the sense that sampradaya studies, and fully focused on that in spite of going through many difficulties materially, in a materialistic viewpoint. There were some who remained in a very firm manner, in a very steady manner, remaining in an unwavering manner and serve Bhagavan and acharyas and so on. But those were very, very few. Most of the Sri Vaishnavas ventured into Laukika and started working and studying and working like all other people were doing. But once people came out of that poverty and became comfortable in their lifestyle and so on, now there is some quest in them to find their roots, find out more about sampradayam and so on. Now in this particular situation, the lack of scholarly people in every single town is very much a challenge, because in many places we don't have good scholars, and also people, when they are now comfortable, that means they are working and making money and so on. So that is what has given them the comfort. So it's difficult for them to give up comfort and their lifestyle quickly. So they are seeking um, quick ways to learn our sampradayam principles. And when there is such quest, it is the utmost responsibility of scholarly people and acharyas to help such people by providing resources through whatever possible uh, means, using the technology as best as possible. We have to share the knowledge which our purvacharyas have given to us. Because if we hold back and if these people don't learn, then it will be a loss for the sampradayam only. Hence, we have to be liberal in sharing knowledge. While the anusthanams and our conduct, those should be traditional, conservative as much as possible. But when it comes to knowledge sharing, we can see in many situations that our acharyas have been very liberal in sharing knowledge, especially from Bhagavad Ramanuja's times. That is why, starting from Bhagavad Ramanuja, the acharyas are known as Kripamatra Prasannacharya. They are very compassionate and they don't want to lose even one Atma. Hence, they shared knowledge looking at the eagerness, the desire in the Atma. That has been the overall idea. Now, there have been some acharyas, even after Bhagavad Ramanuja, who have been very strict and not teaching to everyone and so on. But in general, the concept is that knowledge has to be given. Knowledge has to be shared. We see, for example, in the last century, many Sri Vaishnavas became very benevolent and started publishing books and sharing the knowledge through books in our sampradayam, such as Puttur Swami, Kanchi Swami, and so on. They were totally spending their energy in publications, in printing books. Now, by publishing books, we are reaching masses. But at the same time, these books could be reaching to undeserving people, people with ill intent, evil intent, and so on. That could also happen, because once the book is printed, it is out there in public, anyone can get a hold of it, and they can study these principles without having Acharya Bhakti and so on. So, anytime we liberalize and we make knowledge available more freely than before, there is a risk of misusing and abusing and so on. But that cannot be a point which stops us from sharing knowledge. So similarly, as we progress from print media to now digital media, where we are exposing our sampradayam principles in online platforms, in social media and so on, there are risks, obviously. People are going to get to know about our sampradayam when they are not really totally devoted. So we are going to have risks in exposing the knowledge. But if we hold back, again in the same way as in the print media, if we hold back in sharing knowledge, then people who are interested to learn, they will be the losers. Now, anyone from any part of the world may be interested. We see that in the USA, in Europe, in Australia, and many other places, Middle East. We see that there are many Sri Vaishnavas who are settled there, and they are very keen to know about our sampradayam, and they are very dedicated in learning also. So we must make these uh, great principles of our Purvacharyas philosophy shown in Shastram available to everyone. And it's not just people overseas, even in villages nowadays. I have seen many um, elderly ladies, women who have no other ways to learn sampradayam other than the smartphone which they have. And I personally met many of them, and they have come and told me that because of the YouTube channel we have, they regularly follow the upanyasams, which and even kalakshepams, which they have no other way to get access to, because they are living in villages where there are no scholars. They have a lot of time in their hand. They want to learn our sampradayam and practice as much as possible, but they don't have any ways to learn. And many such elderly women uh, who are very dedicated, sincere Bhagavata um, ladies, they come and tell me that it is because of the uh, lectures and Shantai which are available in the YouTube channel. It's very easy for them to go and access them and listen to those lectures. And not just our YouTube channel, there are many other scholars who have presented many information in social media such as YouTube. So it has its purpose both overseas and in Bharatadesham, in remote corners. We have through social media only we have reached so many people in places, very remote places such as Jammu. We have some Bhagavatas in Jammu who have been following our website, and in many other places, many parts of Bharatadesham, throughout Bharatadesham, from many places we have people who are connected to us and who are learning through the website and the information which we are presenting in multiple languages, and also translating into English is a big game changer for many who are interested but they don't know Tamil. So these have been very useful, and personally so many people have contacted me and thanked me for making these available in English and making these available in websites and social media and so on. So personally I have seen the benefit of making knowledge available. And one more aspect in this is many of these Sri Vaishnavas, Bhagavatas and so on, men and women, not only they have learned, they have made transformation in their lives also, because by having real knowledge, constantly listening to lectures, constantly studying our Sampradaya literature, naturally some changes will happen. Again, the pace at which the changes happen may differ from individual to individual. Some people may just change in 1 year, 2 years. Some people it may take 10 years, 15 years. We all go through this in our lives. But definitely by constant engagement in Purvacharya literature, that will definitely lead to transformation in our lives. Because we often hear this question being asked, okay, so what, you share the knowledge online in social media, and what is the benefit? Are these people are becoming real prapannas? Do they give up their jobs and come and serve in the Videshams? Do they become now completely averse to materialistic enjoyments? And they are still not even having proper etiquette while listening to lectures. They may be sitting on sofa and listening. They may be some people may be doing other work and listening to lectures. Some people may be just casually going through the information available without having that bhavam, acharya bhakti, and so on. So this is the general question which is raised. So what is the benefit of teaching such people? Why don't you focus on a local direct engagement with people who are readily available and totally focused? So this is the general complaint. But even for this, whether it is directly uh, teaching to someone face to face, where we can understand the emotions, where we can understand the transformations which are happening, or whether it is online, it is the transformation for that individual will happen according to that person's pace only. Just because someone is learning directly, there is no guarantee that he will be quicker than someone who is learning online. Because someone who is learning online may be more dedicated than someone who is learning direct face to face. So it can be in different ways. I mean, there are general understanding that direct teaching is best. Obviously, that is acceptable. But in several cases, people who have learnt through online resources, through CDs, probably in the past 10-15 years ago, it was more CDs. Now it's online social media. Those who learnt through CDs and online media also, many have transformed their lives. And they have changed their lives to totally serve Bhagavan and engage in Kankaryam and so on. So, I mean, there is no fixed design in this. We have to see according to the situation. But certainly we have to encourage even those who are learning online. We have to encourage them to have the same bhavam, have the same acharya bhakti, have the same dedication towards granthams and literature and so on, and make the transformation as quick as possible. Because learning is not complete until we put things into practice. So we have to encourage everyone who learns to analyze each aspect. It could be simple like applying Thiruman, Sri Churnam, wearing the proper attire, clothes and so on. It could be Atma Gunam such as humility, not becoming angry, not becoming jealous and so on. So it could be a range of aspects. Whatever it may be, one has to keep improving and keep changing. So that is the main goal, and that has to be emphasized. Whether it is online or direct face-to-face, that is the ultimate goal, to put things into practice and to transform the lives, to make changes in lives, that we come and serve in the Videshams, serve Acharyas, Bhagavatas and so on, Bhagavan and so on. So that is the goal, whether it is learning online, whether it is or it is learning directly. So I think it's a complicated subject. Different people may have different views. It's not necessary that my view will be the same as someone else's view. But as far as I see it, it has to be seen in the way our Purvacharyas saw it. Because they were compassionate, they were teaching to people who were eager to learn and desirous to learn and progress, and they would handhold and take the individual in a step-by-step manner, not push things through his throat or her throat and make things happen overnight. We have to give time and space for everyone to transform and change, but that goal should be there. It is not that we encourage people to just casually listen and move on with their lives and live the materialistic way of lifestyle. That is not the goal. We want, as per our Purvacharya's desire, we like that everyone who listens to lectures, everyone who reads the Purvacharya literature, slowly one has to transform, and eventually one has to reach the point of total sampradaya kaikaryam only, and gunanubhavam only, engaging in gunanubhavam and kaikaryam. That is the ultimate goal, and engaging in mangala shasanam, of course. So that is the goal. So that goal should not be missed. We have to be clear on the goal, but it may take different duration for different people. We have to understand that fact. So yes, coming back to the original question, social media sharing. It is risky. It can be misused, but and we cannot stop it also. Neither we could stop it in publishing books, nor we could stop in digital publishing. People are going to misuse information, and not even now, even in the past, centuries ago, even back then, scholars would understand some portion of our sampradayam, that is scholars from other sampradayams, and they will manipulate the information and they will debate in different ways, try to defeat our scholars. So these things happen in different ways. It's just the form and shape is different. Content is going to be the same. So we cannot be pulled back fearing such risks. Those risks are there. We have to see how we can present the information very clearly without any dilution, without any deviation. That should be our goal. We have to present the information as it is and try to convince people about truth. That should be our goal. Beyond that, it is not in our control. Of course, it is Bhagavan who is guiding us, Acharyas who are guiding us, and we have to have that principle in our mind very clearly. It is not that we are doing all of these. It is that we are just the instruments in the hands of Bhagavan and Acharyas. So with that intent, if we do, hopefully the damage will be less. But the benefit is more, because more people who are interested get to know our sampradayam, and there is scope for transformation in such people's lives. So that positive thinking should be there. If we think negative and hold back, then ultimately we may go back to the previous generation where only few scholars were there, and people were not getting any answers. We can easily relate to previous generation where there was no one to clear any doubts. There was no regular kalakshepams were happening in many places, and people would just move away from our sampradayam and end up in either just materialistic pursuits or some fake gurus or fake sampradayams. So we don't want that to happen. Now that we have the technology, we have to make use of it in the best way and share the knowledge and ensure that there is guidance also, hand-holding also, so that people who are in that mood to learn and to progress, they have someone to, they have some resources and someone to guide them. So that has to be done.
ஆழ்வார் எம்பெருமானார் ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம். ஜீயர் திருவடிகளே சரணம்.
To learn such valuable information about our Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya, please download KOYIL, KOYIL app from Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Our website is koyil.org, KOYIL.org.